Let's continue with lesson 3.6. We're going to look at now percent specifically. And then so looking at this introduction here, what is a percent, right? And so go ahead and Google that or look in a math book somewhere. But really what we're talking about a percent is some value out of 100, and we think of it as a fraction originally, something out of 100. 30% means 30 out of 100. Another way that we do this is we look at part to whole as a fraction, and that fraction turns into percents. But one thing you need to be able to do to work with percents is convert a percent to a fraction to a decimal. So take a look at this example here where we have 25%. Really means 25 out of 100. We then would reduce that fraction to 1/4 or then convert that into a decimal or 25 hundredths or 0.25. So that's a skill that you want to be able to do here. And so here are some problems here that you can look at the answers here. 33%, 7% as fractions. They do not reduce, so that would be the final form. Here are some other ones. 26 reduces to 13 out of 50. 42 2/3, that's a trickier one. It really, if you're going to put it to a fraction, again, one way to look at it is 120 out of 3. What you would do is, again, you have to remember that process. 3 times 42 plus 2 is 128. So these are multiple ways to look at this one as a fraction. This is kind of a weird one because of the fraction involved in the percent. But again, it's 3 times 42, which is 126, plus 2 is 128 out of 3, and so that's another way to think about it. And then converting these to decimal, 0.26, you could just divide that. You could then do one, 42 and 2/3% is 0.4266. And so what we're looking at here is if you convert that into a number, right, this one here turns into 42.666, and then again divided by 100 gives you a 0.42. So that's again how you do that, how you convert a percent to a decimal and fractions here. And then a rule again, here, take a look at this. Here are the rules from converting from a percent to a decimal. There's kind of a shortcut method, and there's kind of the formal way that we do that by dividing by 100 or moving decimals. So you can take a peek at that real quick if you need to. As you look at that one there, let me zoom in on that so that you have a better idea. You can see that better there. Okay, so go ahead and take a look at that. You can pause and do that. Let's go on now. How about writing each percent in decimal form? Again, those are the answers there because you're using this method here, dividing by 100 or moving the decimal 2 places. And so when you do that, you get those answers there. The other skill is to convert a fraction or decimal to a percent. Do that by multiplying by 100 and then writing the sign or moving the decimal, again, moving the decimal 2 places so you can see where we get those answers from there. 6%, 78%, 123%. So again, multiple ways to look at that, but you have to be very fluent with turning decimals into percents. And so again, here is the other ones here that you're looking at. Converting to percent, fractions, and decimals there. Okay, so those are the mechanics of converting, going from percents to decimal fractions. Again, take a look at those answers and look there. Of course, you'll get the extra practice on your online homework.